Welcome back to the show. We got another great one lined up. Ripple and Swift, rumor or Trumor? And listen, there's more to this story than meets the eye. We got that. And how about Ripple settlement? What's going on with the details? We need to take a look at it. And XRP nearing an eruption. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.85 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off 3.6. We see 83,800 plus for Bitcoin, 1,900 plus for Ethereum. We see XRP back at the number 4 spot, 238. We're off 4.9 on the 24. We're up 3.2 on the 7-day. Look at the range of price very quickly between 237 and 251. We'll keep an eye on it, and we have some charts to look at before we get out of here today. Let's get started. Lots to go over. It's XRP Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Check out this new trailer. It's hot.
XRP community, the SEC versus Ripple case is over. Now the path is clear, and the celebration at XRP Las Vegas 2025 just went 10x. And you need to be there May 30th and 31st at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Hear from White House Crypto Council members on stage, including Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Giancarlo. You'll also hear from Dr. Christopher Brummer from Blueprint. And one lucky builder developer will win a $25,000 prize for the best Web3 project idea. Go to the EZA app to register for your chance to win $25K. The excitement is building for XRP Las Vegas 2025, the world's largest XRP conference. Get your tickets now and lock in.
There you have it. I'm super excited. You should be too. The tickets are going crazy. The case is over. If you think that they say something when the case was still going on, what kind of things do you think they're going to talk about on stage this year now that it's over? Oh, I would get my ticket, ladies and gentlemen. There is a possibility of everyone getting the doors shut. We could sell too many of these things. Now, make sure you get your ticket. I want to meet every single one of you, and I don't mind telling you, you're making an investment into yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, an investment into yourself. And one lucky winner is going to win $25,000. Oh, I love it. Listen to this. This is, hey, you know what? Matt Hogan from Bitwise is going to be on stage too. We love Matt. He's great. Take a listen.
My favorite view of the value of Bitcoin on a long-term basis is to look at the size of the market it's going after. I think Bitcoin is well on its way to disrupting gold. That's a $20 trillion market. I think it's going to be used for international transaction and cross-border transactions. That's another many trillion-dollar market. And then you can divide that by the number of Bitcoin and you end up with a target amount. At Bitwise, we think it's going to cross $1 million by 2029. I think from a shorter term perspective, you can just look at supply and demand in the market, right? The big criticism of Bitcoin is the price is set by supply and demand, but that's also a real benefit when you're in a market like today, where again, we're producing 160,000 Bitcoin a year and ETFs are buying 500,000, right? Something has to give. And I think what gives is price resistance and ultimately it goes higher.
I think every pension fund should be allocated to Bitcoin. When I was a reporter, I covered just how so many of these pension funds are essentially underwater. It's so sad. But I heard actually, and I'm curious if you could tell me if this is true, that let's say there's a pension fund interested in allocating to Bitcoin. They actually have to go out and meet with a consultant for the consultant to do due diligence on Bitcoin. And that could take months and months. And if the consultant says, no, you shouldn't invest in it, then they just pass on it. Is that true? Are there gatekeepers?
It's mostly true. Yeah. So, I mean, the deep institutional investor market is a market with tier after tier after tier, because those people want their jobs. And if it goes wrong, they want someone to point at and say it was their fault. That said, we've been working with a number of consultants for a significant number of years, and many of them are already allocating. That's why you're starting to see this bubble up through the end. I'll add one more thought from an institutional perspective, because I think people overlook it. Crypto's a $3 trillion market right now. If you have a 0% allocation to crypto, you're effectively short.
Yeah.
Right? When we talk about people allocating 1 or 2% to Bitcoin, that's just to get to neutral. And I think institutions are starting to recognize that. Once you accept it as part of this pie, you need to have at least a little bit, or you're making an active bet against it. And they're not comfortable doing that either. So I think you're going to see this 1-2% thing really take off at the institutional level over the next few years.
There you have it right there. Shout out to Matt for that. And I think so many great points made inside of that. 1 second here. I don't know why that's freezing up. Well, let me just, I better, hold on 1 second. Okay. Things were getting a little bogged down there, but shout out to Matt for that. I think that's amazing. For those of you who don't know, Matt came from the ETF gold world. ETFs were first introduced I think it was 84, 87, something like that, or maybe it was 94, 97. That's where the first ETFs popped up, and Matt's been in this space since then. So when Matt's speaking about, Bitcoin outpacing gold and the rate that he's seeing these things, he's an expert. He knows what he's looking at. And I would say even more to it, they were talking about pension funds and things of that nature, but we see states now looking to do this. We see countries now looking to take a position here. So this conversation just goes 10x, doesn't it? So now, how about ETFs for XRP? We're currently sitting at 83% approval odds this year for XRP ETF. Loving that for us. We all know that it's exciting because we just saw the Ripple case announce that it was over 2 days ago. This is a moment where we're moving into a time where we've never been before. We're moving into a position where this market, this industry, this space has not seen what is about to come. I'm talking about Wall Street. Yes, we've seen Wall Street move in on the ETFs. That will continue. But we're about to see the other side of Wall Street engage, and that is for payments and solving pain points within their business models using digital assets broadly. This is going to change everything. We are in uncharted waters. Last night, a post went out. Swift is cooking up something special with XRP. Be ready from Amonix. And then I saw a post that said, because this was all because Watcher Guru had put out a post that said this. This is what it said. Just in, Swift nearing an agreement with Ripple to use XRP for cross-border payments with billions of XRP secured in escrow as liquidity reserves. Very quickly, this came out after. And I mean very quickly. Watcher Guru said, our Twitter X account has been hacked and previous posts now deleted, was posted by a hacker. We have a two-factor enabled and have taken extreme measures to avoid hacks. We are looking into this and will provide an update when we have more details. We are working to get in touch with X support. Now, shout out to Mr. I for that one. Mr. I rightfully says, no one regains access that quickly to their account. That's the way this felt. I watched this happen in real time. This is exactly what I saw. It said this right here again, just for clarity. This is what it said last night. And then a minute later, it's taken down. And then Watcher Guru says, oh, no. The post that says just in Swift nearing agreement with Ripple to use XRP for cross-border payments with billions of XRP secured in escrow as liquidity reserves is false. And it was done by a hacker, they say. Then BitTrue shared the same thing. So were they hacked? Here's the other problem. J. Nelson Way says, how did both Facebook and X both get hacked simultaneously? Seems fishy. Also, quite the quick recovery. Also, BitTrue? This... So Watcher Guru is clearly striking this down. They go further to say not only was Watcher Guru hacked, and the attacker blocked Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse as well. What's next for the XRP community? Says, good morning, crypto. I like this one right here. Crypto Anomaly says this. The hacker attacked their X, Facebook, and Telegram accounts simultaneously, not buying it. It was either bad info from a source or was leaked too early and someone asked them to take it down. That is where Bradley is. I'm at the place right there. This is Sexy Stock Slayer says, Watcher Guru account supposedly hacked, but the hacker tried to pump XRP. I call BS on this one. If a hacker got access to this account, they would have pumped some random Solana pump fund, not fake XRP news. I think this news is true, just leaked too soon. It's still live on Facebook, they say. How about that? And I say, this guy makes a fantastic point. If it was done by a hacker, they would have pumped some random token. And if they would have pumped XRP, it would have been with one of those cheap videos asking you to send in XRP so you could get 10 times the amount, right? It would have been that kind of an example. I think, there's some credence here to the idea that this could have just been a press release that came out too soon. Zoom says, I don't speculate much, but I stick to data and charts. I don't want to fuel the Swift and Ripple partnership fire, but it was certainly an interesting time for Watcher Guru and BitTrue to get supposedly hacked on multiple social media platforms at the same exact time and then recover the accounts at the exact same amount of time. And this is actually a real post from Swift reminding everyone how we're enabling a seamless payments experience for corporates around the globe. And this came out yesterday. Discover our new services developed in collaboration with 25 leading banks, 26 corporates across various sectors and regions to enhance the payments experience in corporate banking. And not only that, but we're also talking about achieving transparency on FX rates and associated charges. That means end to end is what they mean by that. And they even go further to say it down here in another part of this article, because I've read the whole thing so you don't have to, by facilitating end-to-end transparency. Oh, corporate can gain more visibility over things like FX rates. You couldn't do that with Swift before, and I know that because I used to use Swift for my company. And now you can't. You have to wonder because, Ripple does provide that. They used to boast that end-to-end clarity. Speaking of that clarity, remember this? Remember the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau? Remember when they put this out? They put this document out like 2019, 2020. Expires on 2020. This new rule they were putting into effect. What was it? Well, part of it was talking about SWIFT, Global Payments Innovation, GPI, right? And then they talked about the continued growth of fintech non-bank remittance transfer providers, right? And their further expansion into partnerships and other relationships with banks and credit unions. Stay with me here. Which will allow such entities to tap into closed network payment systems non-bank remittance transfer providers have developed. And 3, continue growth, expanding partnerships of virtual currency companies such as Ripple. Listen to what they offer, which offer both payments messaging platform and support cross-border money transfers, as well as proprietary virtual currency XRP, which can be used to effect settlement of those transfers. Why would they do that? These developments suggest that in the future, there may be means by which banks and credit unions could reduce their remaining reliance on estimates. You know how they would do that? By providing end-to-end clarity to the system. By providing end-to-end transparency to corporates can gain more visibility over things like FX rates. Reduce their remaining reliance on estimates because they'll have end-to-end clarity, isn't it? You know, all of this since the case has dropped has led us to the point where Brad Garlinghouse made it very clear. At this point, all we're fighting for is, do we want to fight to get the $125 million back? Take a listen.
SEC is no longer pursuing
But
this.
to that end, to your
We sold to accredited investors. That's over now, and I think that's great for the U.S. crypto industry, and frankly, great for crypto at large.
I mean, to that end, if you're looking at a new SEC, why not drop the case at this point? Why not clear the why not clear the water?
Well, that certainly is an option. I mean, again, it's clear the SEC has said, you know, I think in retrospect, never would have brought this case. The judge did rule in certain instances back in 2015 and 2016, some XRP sales that we sold to accredited investors, to institutions, that those had constituted a security. And so there was a $125 million fine that's sitting in escrow. We wouldn't mind having that back.
Exactly. But you know what? If he says that at this point, all we're fighting for is to get the money back or not, then it tells me he's saying indirectly that that institutional hang-up ruling must be resolved. That's what I'm getting out of that, and he's not able to speak to it yet. You know, we cover here, Egg Rag Crypto tells us the Bermuda Triangle update, $27 is on the menu, and there's other levels and price points too. You can look at that beautiful blue ocean. You can see all these marks that are out here that we could hit, and we got to hit them all there to get to 27 bucks anyway, but it's all right here. In light of the recent rumor of the Swift-Ripple relationship, we still have some reason to say to ourselves, we better pay close attention here, because it is quite possible that that was just something that was released too soon and not just false in itself. This is amazing what we've been through out here. And not to mention that if that is true about Swift, $27 may be the short side of where we're going, and maybe $130 is more on order if these things turn out to be true. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.